Good morning, it's Jyri here. This week's topic is coming out, and I really had to think about this topic a lot because it's been a while since I had to come out to anyone. Um, I first started to talk about my feelings when I was in the upper secondary school. It was my first try there, and I first spoke to my school therapist, but it didn't really work out really well with her because she just said that I shouldn't think about things like that. It's too early. I can't know what I really want. I can't even know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that caused me to get really depressed, and in the end I found myself in the hospital. Um, when I was feeling better, still in the hospital, I tried to talk about my feelings again, and all the nurses were like, no, you can't be serious because these kinds of things won't happen here in northern Finland. That it's just something that happens in southern part of Finland, which is not true, of course. Um, but someone heard my words, because one day she came to talk to me and asked if I would want to meet a gender therapist and talk about all of this, and of course I said yes. Uh, After meeting the gender therapist for the first time, I finally knew what was this thing called. I knew what was this state of mind was that I had that made me feel confused. And it felt so good to know what it was all about after about 3 years of confusion. And then when I got home from hospital, I finally talked to my mother. She took it quite well and promised not to talk to my father, but I realized I couldn't hide this kind of thing from him either. So I just waited for the right moment, which I didn't find. So I decided to tell him right before the day when I was traveling to Tampere for the first appointment there. So his first reaction was a simple no. He didn't want me to go there. He didn't want to let go of his little princess. He just wanted to keep me like I used to be. He wanted to keep his little princess. And we ended up having a long and hard battle with my father, but now, after fighting for a year, he's the best dad I could ever wish for. Um, we do things together and we talk about things together, and he's even proud to introduce me as his son, and he had promised to teach me some skills I'm not able to do yet, so I'm happy to see this happening. Um, by this time, I have told everyone I know, and some people needed more time to accept it, like my cousin, for example. Um, but some of them were just like, hey, I already knew about this, and people like that made my coming out a lot of easier because it made me believe that some of them might already know about it, and I just need to kind of tell them that it's true. Um, things couldn't be any better now. I live 100% as a male, and nobody is even trying to think of anything else. So, coming out made my life easier, and even though it meant fighting with some people, it really was worth it. And now I can finally can be myself in every situation, so everything's fine. See you next week.